BDA has not yet sent any confirmation letters to the allottees regarding allotment of these flats. As a result, most of the allottees are unaware about the allotment. Around 3,000 BDA flats in the city are expected to be ready to be handed over by March 2014.
You can see here, this is the area where you are seeing all the different flats that are allocated for different people from the slum dwellers. One slum dwelling community, slum yahi pe hai, and then they moved all those people to the nearby areas. You can see these apartments here. The best part of this is, you can see that the entire community is very well guarded. You can see the barbed wires that are put here, yahan pe. And inside of the community, you can see that there is a swastika clinic. You can see the DUSIB, D-U-S-I-B. D-U-S-I-B comes under the Delhi government. अरविंद केजरीवाल की सरकार जो है, उस सरकार की अंडर में आती है DUSIB, D-U-S-I-B में. So DUSIB का स्वास्थ्य क्लिनिक यहीं पे है. So the slum dwellers की जितने भी health problems, family problems जो भी होती है, you know, it is being taken care of in the clinic that is there. Prabhat, you can show that clinic जो है वहाँ पे. That is the स्वास्थ्य clinic that we have got. It is a guarded community, and पानी सब कुछ ये पे it's all centralized. Let's move to that direction. You can see how this is well built, very well managed, and बहुत अच्छी तरीके से किया है. If you can come this way. You know, generally the nature of the people who are living here, you can see a bunch of autos यहाँ पे है. There is another auto यहाँ पे है. There is an e-rickshaw here also. You can see the e-rickshaw. There is an e-rickshaw here. Yes. So that's the e-rickshaw here. And the best part of it is, there is a phenomenal park that was built by the Delhi government. How we can show it here. These are all slum dwellers हैं, जो बच्चे जो यहाँ पे खेल रहे हैं. They're all from the slums. Look at this park. How well it is built. बहुत अच्छी तरीके से है. इस पार्क में बच्चे लोग हैं, जो लोग हैं, they're playing here. कुछ लोग खाना पका रहे हैं. They're sitting here, they're eating, they're sleeping, they're doing everything. This is the best part of the government. If we have a proactive government which takes care of these sort of things. The allotment was delayed for quite a long time, and once Aam Aadmi Party Sarkar had come to power, the totally moved all these people into this area here. You can see that there is a park that is constructed here. Beautiful.
BDA has not yet sent any confirmation letters to the allottees regarding allotment of these flats. As a result, most of the allottees are unaware about the allotment. Around 3,000 BDA flats in the city are expected to be ready to be handed over by March 2014. BDA says around 5,200 people applied for the flats, of which only 3,000 people have been shortlisted last year for the allotment. The allotment list was updated on the website a few months ago, but not many have an idea about it. Of these 3,000 flats, 1,800 flats are for people from economically weaker sections who have no information about the allotment order due to no access to digital technology. People complain that they have not received any receipt regarding the registration fee of 1 lakh rupees paid.
We have paid 1,40,000 during
2,716 feet, the Burj Khalifa is the tallest structure ever built on Earth. Towering over the city of Dubai, it has the highest observation deck and the highest restaurant in a skyscraper. And its owners say it has the highest swimming pool in the world.
Is there a room for tall buildings like this that aren't just, a landmark or something beautiful to look at, but that actually function and are efficient and profitable?
I think there are. I think nowadays people are building smarter.
Smarter and more efficient. Mohammed Alabar built the Burj at an estimated cost of $1.5 billion.
Dubai Frame is one of the unique projects that Dubai municipality has been keen to implement. The aesthetic icon is an architectural landmark that culturally connects the past with the present and an important attraction for visitors, tourists, and residents alike. The Dubai Frame, or Birouaz Dubai, was built at a cost of 250 million dirhams. It consists of 2 transparent glass towers of 150-meter height that are connected by a 93-meter long bridge at the top. The space between the towers gives a pretty
Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi promised last month to move all those living in unsafe slums to new flats over the next 3 years in an ambitious project expected to cost $1.6 billion. The first 2 phases of Taya Misri were completed in 11 months and comprised 12,000 flats. The third phase is set to be completed in 2017, bringing the number of flats to 20,000. The completed complex is expected to house 100.
First, healthcare. Without healthcare, those who do not make any income will essentially live shorter and less healthy lives, as they do not have the money to provide themselves with medical care. Second, support for children. If a family makes little income, it drastically affects their children, for example, their child's food, clothing, and education. Welfare grants these families the ability to provide their children with more so they can lead a comfortable life. Third, lower crime. Providing those in need with money takes away the need for them to commit crime in order to provide themselves with money or property. Fourth, income distribution. Welfare helps distribute a society's wealth more evenly. Societies with greater inequities in wealth generally suffer more social and political turmoil.
Push down somebody's house without compensating him, and you give him one excuse that you want to expand the road. That's wrong. Nobody does it in any part of the civilized world. If there is a necessary or necessity that this house must go down, you must have to discuss with the person on a very, very congenial atmosphere, arrive at what do you call, the compensation to be paid. And the compensation paid before you pull down his house. You know. But it's not done here. People bring in the 14th century mentality of feudal lords, harm people, kill them, bury them, it does not matter. That is absolutely wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Let me not even talk about some educated people who allow themselves to be used by these so-called crash politicians. Somebody has burnt midnight oil, then you allow some elements, wherever they come from. Most of them go to do, what do you call this arboreal kind of lifestyle in universities. They threaten lecturers, and then they come out and become politicians. And you who taught them in school, subject yourself. You subject yourself. After your PhD professorship, you bow down for your an aberrant student of yours. And how will society grow if we cannot take responsibility as the leaders of tomorrow? Let us have an intellectual leadership, and not the intellectuals themselves, rusticating themselves to the level of bowing down to outlaws in the name of appointments and all that. Let me also, now coming from culture, moving to back to what, or the standards set by Sam Bomudia, Latif Jakonde, Simon Nakambakwe, and Solomon La. Now that Mbakwe got into power, built the photo to learn from the white people whom he employed to come and build the state. Of course, anybody knows that there won't be flooding in Imo State anytime, following the same standards Mbakwe built. You know, he went ahead after the industries to put the PDS, which was electricity for us. Of course, after he left, most of the subsequent governors carried all those things away. And where is the culture? Where is the discipline in human beings? When the leaders rather behave like the vipers and pigs and dogs on the streets, you know. Taking from that, he instituted the ITC transport system, which in the whole of Europe and Asia today, you don't get harassed by conductors. You may not even see one. You pay your fare. the barrier opens, you join a bus. Sit conveniently and comfortably to the next point. All it requires is organization. Most of these buses are numbered. It's easy to do them. It's not a question of how do we do them. If any governor wants to do that, you call for the intellectuals who know how to do it. Even if you have to employ expatriates, they will come number these buses and then tell you how they operate. Mbakwe did it then. We were moving from one place to the other. You understand? And that is a standard which I think we should follow. We don't need to go too far. You know? Then Mbakwe also did housing, knowing that the people had those basic needs, as we have studied both in history and social sciences, that the basic need of man, food, shelter and clothing. Mbakwe provided shelter, shelter everywhere. Ikenebu layout, Aladima and all. He opened thick forests